Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Donna. So much thanks for watching my video today. Today I am doing my faves and flops with you for November. These are products that I found myself reaching for all the time or didn't find myself reaching for all the time because the once or twice or 3 times or maybe 18 times that I used it throughout the month, it just didn't work out for me so hot. I kept giving it another try and another try. I really don't have a whole lot. Yep. I really don't have a whole lot to go through with you today. If you guys see a lot of scenery change here, I have a backdrop now. I have a brand new camera. I'm currently looking at a monitor that shows me my big fatty face right inside of it, which is different. So my loving partner in life, who has always been behind me in this whole YouTube adventure of mine, decided that I needed new equipment, and I feel a little odd today because he's sitting right there watching. So this is really the first time I've ever had somebody in the same room as me when I am filming. He is just trying to help me get this whole setup right and correct and easy for me to use, because if he knows anything about me, it's this. When it gets hard to do, I don't want to do it anymore. So, alright, so this is my faves and flops video for the month of November. Again, things that I've been reaching for, things that have worked really well for me, new bright shining stars in my collection, and also my flops, which are things that I don't like. I won't repurchase when they're gone. I feel like they are giant failures in my makeup routine. I am going to start with my flops first. So these two are like kind of one and the same almost. They are some eyeliners, liquid eyeliners that I have, and this one here I got in my BoxyCharm, and my mom got it in her BoxyCharm and then she gave it to me. And this one here I bought from the dollar store, which I guess you get what you paid for, because a friend of mine told me that she found it easier to do a liquid eyeliner, line, a wing, with a well type eyeliner, which is why I bought this. And the green sticker on it just means that it's in my project pan for the year. And I have to tell you, every single time I use this, I hate it. So I am probably at the end of this month, later on this month, I have my project pan finale video that will go up, and this guy is actually just going into the trash. It only cost me $1, but the line on it is really decently pigmented. I think that it is also can be decently thin or thick depending on what you want to do with it. I don't know if you guys can see that on my hand, but there is a thinner line and a thicker line, and the problem that I have with it is it's super shiny. I typically like a matte finish to my eyeliner more than I like a shiny one. Also, it's really sticky, so it makes my eyes feel like all crusty, which is gross. This one is by Benefit. It is the Benefit Stroke of Wow, and it is also one of those weird inkwell liquid eyeliners, but it has like a roller ball on it. Here, you see that? It goes on just really super simple, but with the simplicity of it all, it is actually pretty difficult to use. And I am not so fantastic at my wing that I have mastered it alone to be able to use one of these guys. They're just, nope, not having it, it's going. Another thing I have is something that I actually talked about in my empties video, and it's not really an empty product. It was just such a large failure for me that I decided to get rid of it, and it is this guy. This is the e.l.f. Sponge. It's a makeup sponge. It is the same shape as the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, so I thought that I was going to love it. It was actually a free gift to me in an Ulta haul that I did. not that long ago actually, but it's super porous. I don't know if you guys can see how porous this is, but it just takes my makeup off. It just takes it off. It doesn't blend it at all. It just, as I'm bouncing it across my skin, I can see the patches that it's lifting of my makeup. So we're getting rid of that. The next thing I have is this Ren Pure Lavender Mint Dry Shampoo. It is a decent dry shampoo. I don't mind the smell of it, but, and the sprayer is really good, which is always a plus. It was only $4.99 at TJ Maxx, so I guess you get what you paid for. The bottle is beautiful, but it doesn't do anything to make my hair feel better. So this one, once it is used up, is going. The next thing I have is this. It is a brush shampoo that I picked up at Ross quite some time ago, actually. It was in between Japanesque and getting my first bottle of Cinema Secrets, and I really thought that it was going to be amazing, a really cheap alternative to the Cinema Secrets. Maybe just the life-saving like brush cleaner of my life, and it just doesn't work. I even used it in that little machine that I have with the bowl and the swirly. I even used it in this bowl with these guys, and I just don't feel like it helped at all to get my makeup clean, or my makeup brushes clean. It just did nothing. It just did nothing. It suds up. It'll get sudsy for you, but that's about it. The next thing I have on here is not something that I hate necessarily, but it is because I love the smell of it. It has a really good smell to it. This one is the Smashbox Photo Finish Centering Citrus Primer Water. Looks like this. I don't find that the scent is offensive. I think it actually smells pretty good, but the sprayer on it is really hit and miss for me. Sometimes it sprays beautifully like that one, and sometimes it's just not a great sprayer. Sometimes it just leaves like, I can feel that it's hit certain sections of my face in little droplets, but not the rest. I feel like I have to go over the top of it with a blender to make sure that it gets all blended up and on my face the way I want it to, that it hits every ounce of my skin to set my makeup or finish my makeup or prime my face, but I don't like the sprayer on it. So moving to my favorites for the month of November, the first thing I'm going to talk about is this. This is kind of older, I guess, in my collection as opposed to the rest of these things. It is something that I picked up because I was interested in trying it out. It is the Benefit Brow Contour Pro pen, and it does have 4 different brow products here. It has a light and a darker color of brow product, and then it has a highlight and a define for your brow. And I will say I thoroughly enjoyed this pen. I felt it was really easy to work with as far as brows go. I loved using the darker color on my little tail out here and the lighter color on the inside of it. I feel like it's missing a spoolie, which I think that has actually been mentioned multiple times. I also feel like this highlight and define shade are probably redundant. You could easily take one of those away and put a spoolie in it. What I will say though is that I don't feel like they have enough product to the product ratio is ridiculous. So there's so much, I have so much of the highlight and define shade left, And the first one I ran out of course, was the deeper shade because I was using it halfway through my eyebrow to the end of the tail. And then the lighter shade I was just using along this center section here of my brows. So I wasn't using as much of that. So the darker shade I ran out of like that. It did not last very long. And the lighter shade, now that it's gone, I can just toss the pencil because this highlight and define shades will probably last me the rest of my life. I just didn't use it as I used of the other colors, which is a no-brainer, right? We have highlighting pencils for our brows that last us forever. This guy was awesome. I loved it for that, but I do feel like there could be some, you know, there could be some changes. They could take out either the highlight or the defined shade. They could put in a spoolie. They could, you know, put a greater amount of product in of one color versus the lighter color. A lot of people use a dark color halfway through to their tail and then use a lighter color just on their inner portion. So like more of the darker shade would be amazing. But I do love that pencil. Will I repurchase it? Probably not, honestly, because in the end, I am wasting so much of the highlight and define shade. It does still sit in my cup that holds all of my eyebrow products because I have the highlight and define shade here that I can still use, but I feel like that product is just going to go to waste. The next thing I have in here is also a product that has been in my collection for a while. It is this Pure Lip Exfoliator. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I also got this in a BoxyCharm. That is what the tip looks like. It's pretty gross right now, but it's because I have been using it on my lips to exfoliate my lips before I put on any kind of lipstick. I kind of love the taste of it. Like, I know that you're not supposed to eat it. That is not what this is for. It's called Exfo Lips, like X-Fo. I'll put the name on the screen here. I love this. It's done wonders for exfoliating my lips and making my lipstick look better, last longer, because my lips are smoother when I put on lip product. So I've been using that almost on a daily this last month. And this is the time of year where my lips get super dry. So it's the time of year that those things get brought out. The next thing I want to talk about are these 4 brushes here. They are Luxie brushes. I got them in a BoxyCharm, and I don't know if you guys can tell on screen. They are really little. They're just little tiny itty bitty miniature brushes that are actually full size as far as length go. They are great for detail work, getting into the inner corner. I actually use this one to blend all the time a darker color just up into the upper part of my eye when I don't want it to go too far up into my eye. I also will put like a lighter color on it and then use it to blend. These two little tiny round guys I use for inner corner. I use them in my brow bone. I use them just a lot. I love these brushes. These are probably my most favorite brushes that I've received from BoxyCharm in a long, long time. The next thing I have is this Vasanti Brighten Up Enzymatic Face Rejuvenator Exfoliating Cleanser. I have been using this every single time I'm in the shower. Not every day. I guess it's like every other day or every week, once a week. Let's go with once a week. I use this once a week to just exfoliate my face, and I have had some problems with exfoliators in the past because I have super sensitive skin. Not only that, but it's mature skin, so it gets irritated really easily with certain things. This has been actually a lifesaver for me. It hasn't caused any kind of irritation. It's enriched with papaya microcrystals and aloe, so it makes my face feel good. It takes all the dry skin off. And I feel like it does help my face to have a brighter appearance to it. So I really like it. I got it in my FabFitFun box, I think, last season. The next thing I have is this. It is just a sample size, if I can get it closed right. It's a sample size of the Becca Hydra Mist powder. So it's a Hydra Mist Set and Refresh powder. I have been using this powder on my face every day for the last several weeks. It is a sample, so I'm trying not to use it all, but it's a pretty good size sample, I feel like. It has this weird, like spongy thing on the center. It has this really weird, like, powder on it that feels like water when you put it on the skin. It is the weirdest feeling in the world, and if you guys ever try one thing, I suggest you try this, just simply for that sensory issue, because that is just the weirdest thing. It feels like water on the skin. It is so finely milled that I also find that it doesn't like sit into my fine lines and wrinkles around my eyes. I do have a lot of those. I am 42, so there is a lot going on my under eyes. They get a little bit crepey and look just gross sometimes after I have applied certain makeup to them, which I then say I'm never doing that again. That product doesn't. I've used Laura Mercier, I've used Urban Decay powders, I have used a lot of powders, and this one has been my favorite. This month, I don't think I've used a powder as much as I have used this one. The last thing I have for you is a product that I think might replace something that is a holy grail item in my plethora of crap. And that is this Cetaphil Gentle Makeup Remover. I got this about a week ago now, I guess it was, and I love it. So for those of you who are familiar with my channel, my typical makeup remover is the Mary Kay Eye Makeup Oil-Free Eye Makeup Remover that I pay like $16 for. And granted, I don't go through a lot of it, so like $16 really does last me a long time. But it has, I think, like 3 fluid ounces, maybe a little more than 3 fluid ounces. This has 6. There's more ounces in it. It does not burn my eyes, which is part of the reason why I have stuck with Mary Kay for as long as I have. It doesn't burn my eyes. It's real gentle to my skin. It says it has aloe, ginseng, and green tea in it. It says it removes stubborn makeup while conditioning skin. It absolutely removes stubborn makeup. I find that it works just as well as my Mary Kay Eye Makeup Remover, and does the same job as far as my skin and my eyes go. So it doesn't irritate my eyes, it doesn't irritate my skin, and there's more product in it, and it's less expensive. So I don't have to hunt down my friend Rachel. Not that she's hard to find, because she's really not. I don't have to hunt down my friend Rachel to pick any more of this stuff up. I can just put it in my basket at Ulta and it's gonna be there. So I think I'm gonna give it a little bit longer, but so far the last, yep, dropped it. So far the last week it has been a makeup remover that I have really enjoyed. So guys, that is it. That is all I have for you for my faves and flops for the month. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give my video a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel in the whole algorithm of YouTube world. And I hope that you liked me or liked this video enough that you're considering subscribing to my channel. I really would love to have you around in the comments section. With that being said, let me know what you guys had for your faves and flops this month. I would be really super interested to know in what you're using and what's working for you and what isn't working for you. Let's have some conversation down there in that comment section. And until next time, guys, bye. I need you not to look at me. Okay? Okay. I kind of hate that you're in here. I don't know that I can do this with you in here. Where are you going? I'm gonna try. Now I have to edit all that out. Is there too much, like, shadow right here? You're like, shut the fuck up. I'm saying a lot because you're sitting in here and can hear me, and I know that you can. Thank you. Look at how awesome it is having you in here. I'm mumbling to myself. I do that a lot too. Sorry.